This course is designed for individuals who want to learn how to use ChatGPT to the fullest. This course has something for both beginners and experienced individuals who want to learn how to properly craft prompts or enhance their prompt making skills. First off, why did I make this course? I made this course because it's been over a year now since ChatGPT was first introduced to the world, and people are still confused about how to properly use and get the most out of it. There have been many courses and videos made, articles written, and gurus giving their opinion on what is the best way to craft effective prompts. And so far, no one has given a clear distinction on what is actually correct. And lastly, with ChatGPT 5 on the horizon, slated for summer of this year, I felt it was time to give people a surefire framework so they can get the most out of it when it comes out. So what makes this course any different? The way this course is structured. My course is not structured like most courses out there that jump from topic to topic or show you random things that ChatGPT can do. I give you a solid foundation by using a mix of different methods. In my course, you just don't watch videos. There are after video activities for almost all lectures that include quizzes and prompt making exercises. There are 2 interactive sessions. One where I show you how to enhance a prompt step by step, and the second where you have to enhance your own version of a prompt scenario. I have articles for you to read that teach you theory and prompt templates that you can use when crafting your own prompts. Another thing that makes this course different is that when making this course, I took my time. This is because I wanted to give a clear pathway for anyone who decides to take this course to follow and be successful. Before making this course, I viewed hundreds of hours of videos, taken numerous courses myself, studied the OpenAI documentation, and thousands of prompts in order to understand what goes into an effective prompt, how to craft one, and have come up with a surefire framework that can be used to craft any type of prompt needed to get the result you want. And with this knowledge, I took a different approach because what I was finding was that people were confused not due to the lack of information, but due to the amount of misinformation that was being pushed by content creators to try and get in on the rush. It was the blind leading the blind, and this is why I feel my course is different. So without further ado, let's move forward to the next video, and I'll explain what you'll learn in this course. The first thing you're going to learn in this course is how ChatGPT works to answer your prompt. You'll get a basic understanding of how ChatGPT interprets your prompt and generates human-like responses to it. I'll go through all the steps and explain what they are and why they are important and how they can be used to craft effective prompts. After this, you're going to learn the art of prompt engineering. You'll discover the different types of prompts and techniques you can use to effectively craft prompts for ChatGPT for various applications that yield precise and useful responses. During this course, you'll have ample opportunities to test out your new skills with practical applications. You'll be able to apply your knowledge through hands-on projects and exercises, enhancing your practical skills by using what you've learned to craft effective prompts through prompt building exercises for different scenarios. So without further ado, let's jump right into the first section of the course and get started. It garnered in the previous steps to begin crafting a response. Let's go through this step and see how ChatGPT creates a response. Using what it has understood so far, the system starts to build an answer word by word. It considers the best way to respond based on the prompt's depth and the context. Knowing that you're asking about the capital of France, the system will start formulating a sentence that correctly identifies Paris as the answer. During this sub-step, the system picks the next word in the answer very carefully, sometimes even adding a touch of randomness to make the answer sound more natural and human-like. While it's pretty straightforward that the next word in the sentence, the capital of France, should be Paris. In more complex sentences, this step ensures the response flows well and makes logical sense. ChatGPT uses techniques like temperature to adjust the randomness of its outputs. A higher temperature makes the output more random, while a lower temperature makes it more deterministic. The system is now well on its way to providing a comprehensive answer. It has employed a careful method to build the response one word at a time, ensuring that it is forming a reply that is both accurate and in line with the depth of understanding required by your prompt. Now, with a fully formed answer, it gets ready to present it to you in a polished manner in the final step. Thanks for watching, and up next, I'll be explaining the final step in the process. After the response is generated, it moves to the final stage where it is refined and made presentable. Here's how step 5 operates. This is where the system transforms its response into a normal, fluent sentence. It turns this into this smooth sentence. During this transformation, it adds any necessary punctuation and corrects capitalization to ensure the sentence reads naturally and correctly, essentially giving the answer a final polish. It ensures that the first word of the sentence and the words France and Paris start with a capital letter and that the sentence ends with the proper punctuation mark, making the answer grammatically correct and well presented. The system has now refined and polished the answer to present it to you in the best possible way. It has turned the separate words back into a fluent sentence and made sure that all the little details like punctuation and capitalization are correctly placed. Now the system is ready to give you a complete, well-articulated answer that accurately responds to your prompt, bringing the entire process of understanding and generating a response to a close, with a response crafted that satisfies your request. In this initial step, ChatGPT prepares the user's prompt to be thoroughly analyzed. This is done through two processes called normalization and subtokenization. Normalization is the process of converting a prompt into a standardized format to help ChatGPT process and understand it better. As an example, I'll use this simple prompt: what is the capital of France? The first step in normalization is to ensure that ChatGPT treats all words in the prompt the same. So ChatGPT changes all the words in the prompt to the lowercase, like so. This is called case normalization. After changing all the words to the lowercase, ChatGPT removes and standardizes special characters like symbols and emojis, and then white space is left over from them. And now that everything has been put into a standardized format, ChatGPT can begin the next process, which is subtokenization. Subtokenization is the process of breaking down the prompt into individual words and symbols called tokens that ChatGPT can understand to analyze them one by one. So the prompt, what is the capital of France, is now broken down into 7 separate tokens. Subtokenization is a core component of how ChatGPT processes text and makes it easier for ChatGPT to handle the user's prompt. Now your prompt has been neatly organized into a format that's easy for ChatGPT to work with. Each word and punctuation mark has been isolated and cleaned up, laying a solid foundation for the deep analysis that will follow in the next steps. Now, with a clear and clean set of words at its disposal, ChatGPT is prepared to delve deeper into understanding exactly what you're asking, setting the stage to find the most accurate and helpful answer. So how do we use this information to write prompts? First, write your prompts in a consistent case, preferably lower, to ensure uniformity. For example, write your prompt like this instead of like this. Second, avoid using unnecessary special characters or emojis. Simplifying the text helps ChatGPT to better understand and process your prompt. Thanks for watching, and let's move on to the next step in the process. So now that our prompt has been neatly organized in a format that's easy for ChatGPT to work with, ChatGPT is working hard to truly understand what we want. It analyzes each word in the prompt based on a huge amount of information it learned during its training. It does this by using a process called embedding. During the embedding process, ChatGPT converts every word in your prompt into a kind of mathematical representation called a vector. This is a bit like translating the words into a language that ChatGPT understands best. This mathematical code then goes through a series of operations in the neural network that tries to find patterns and relationships between the words to understand the deeper meaning of the whole sentence. The system uses what it knows about language to figure out that you're asking a question, making a statement, or giving a command to complete a task. It figures this out by the wording you use. Each word in your prompt means something different depending on its place and has a different vector based on that meaning. For instance, in the prompt, what is the capital of France? The word what is vector 3923. But in the statement, that's not what he said. The word what is vector 1148. In different positions, the same word has a different meaning. In vector 3923, it signifies that a question is being asked because in this position, what functions as an interrogative pronoun. And interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions and are typically found at the beginning of a sentence. In vector 1148, it signifies that a statement is being made because in this position, what is a relative pronoun introducing a relative clause. So by analyzing the wording, ChatGPT can interpret what your intent is by using embedding. It now uses what it knows about language to figure out that you're asking a question about the capital of France. Punctuation doesn't necessarily play a factor unless ChatGPT can't decipher your intent from the prompt itself. Now the system has a good understanding of the prompt you entered. It has deciphered the meaning behind each word and how the words relate to each other to form the question. It's now ready to start thinking about the best way to answer your question. So how can we use this information to write prompts? First, be clear and concise. Use clear and straightforward language. Overly complex sentences can make it harder for ChatGPT to accurately interpret your intent. Next, use relevant keywords. Since each word is converted into a vector, choosing the right keywords is crucial. Ensure that the words you use directly relate to the information you seek or the task you want to accomplish. Next, understand the contextual meaning of words. Remember that the same word can have different meanings in different contexts. Be mindful of this when framing your prompt to avoid misinterpretation. Next, sequence matters. The order of words affects their meaning and how they're interpreted by ChatGPT. Construct your sentences in a logical, natural sequence for the best results. Next, use specific and detailed instructions. If you have a specific request or need a detailed response, ensure your prompt reflects this by including all necessary details. After that, avoid jargon and idioms unless relevant. Jargon and idioms can be interpreted literally by ChatGPT unless you give it the definition beforehand. And finally, consider the intent. Clearly state the purpose of your prompt, whether it's a question, a request for a creative task, or seeking an explanation. By understanding how your words are transformed into vectors and interpreted by the neural network, you can craft prompts that are more likely to yield accurate and relevant responses from ChatGPT. Thanks for watching, and up next is the next process, contextual understanding. So now ChatGPT has a general understanding of your prompt. What it does now is try and find out what exactly you want. It knows that you're asking it a question, but now it needs to know the specifics. So it looks for context in your question. During this stage, ChatGPT is trying to understand the deeper meaning of your prompt by examining the contextual relationship of each word. And here's how it happens. The system tries to understand how each word in your prompt relates to the others to grasp the full context. It focuses on the most important words that will help it respond appropriately to your prompt, giving these words more attention and prioritizing them over others. It figures out that capital is related to France to comprehend that you're inquiring about a specific geographic detail regarding the country France. It realizes that the words capital and France are central to your question, so it focuses more on these to work towards the correct answer. Now the system has formed a rich understanding of the nuances in your question. It has grasped the relations between the different words and the emphasis on the key terms to comprehend the depth of your query fully. Now, with a finely tuned sense of what you're asking, it's ready to move on to formulating a detailed and precise response, ensuring it meets the core of what you're seeking to know. It's like having all the crucial pieces of a puzzle identified and ready to be put together in the answer generation phase that follows. So how do we use this to write prompts? Well, here's how you can apply these steps to write better prompts. First, understand the importance of context in your prompt. Be specific and clear about what you are asking. Provide as much information as possible so that ChatGPT can understand exactly what you want from it. If your question or request involve multiple elements, make sure they are logically connected and provide a clear context for ChatGPT to understand. For example, if you're asking about a historical event, include specific details like the time period, key figures, or location. For instance, tell me about the economic impact of the Industrial Revolution in 19th century Britain. 2. Emphasize the key elements of your prompt. You can do this by structuring your sentence to highlight the most important parts of your question or request. This helps ChatGPT to focus on what matters most in your prompt. For example, instead of asking a broad question like, tell me about solar panels, you could say, what are the latest advancements in solar panel technology as of 2023? By ensuring that your prompts have a clear context and emphasize the key elements, you make it easier for ChatGPT to understand and respond accurately. This approach helps in reducing ambiguity and increases the likelihood of receiving a relevant and detailed response. Remember, the more specific and contextually rich your prompt is, the better ChatGPT can perform in generating a useful answer or creating content that meets your needs. Thanks for watching, and up next, I'll be going over how ChatGPT generates its response. Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing simple prompts and what they are. So let's jump right in. A simple prompt is a clear input focused on a single task, like answering a question or executing a command. For example, what is quantum physics? This prompt is simple because it's straightforward and focuses on a single task, in this case, answering a question. It is clear with no need for interpretation or elaboration. It doesn't require multiple steps, extensive detail, or complex reasoning to respond. And it does not require ChatGPT to assume a role or consider a complex scenario. Simple prompts have 5 characteristics. Number 1, they have a clear and singular goal. A clear and singular goal in a prompt helps ChatGPT understand exactly what is being asked, allowing it to provide a focused and relevant response. This reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings or irrelevant information being included in the answer. Number 2, they are direct and straight to the point, avoiding unnecessary complexity and ambiguity. Concise prompts are more likely to result in concise, clear answers. This makes the interaction more efficient and reduces the chance of misinterpretation. Number 3, they provide clear and detailed information. This helps ChatGPT to understand the context and the specific requirements of the query. This leads to more accurate and tailored responses as ChatGPT has a better grasp of what the user is looking for. Number 4, they avoid open-endedness that may require a response that is not straightforward or complex. Prompts that are more straightforward help in getting more precise and actionable responses. And finally, number 5, they do not require ChatGPT to assume a role or specific persona. Prompts that do not require ChatGPT to assume a specific role or persona are generally easier for ChatGPT to handle. This is because role-playing or persona adoption can add layers of complexity and potential for misunderstanding. There are 2 types of simple prompt. The first is direct questions. These are straightforward inquiries that seek specific information or facts. And the second type is explicit commands. These require ChatGPT to perform a specific action. They are more about doing something with the information rather than just providing it. This categorization helps us understand what simple prompts are based on what they are meant to do. While simple prompts are powerful tools for eliciting precise information or actions from ChatGPT, their effectiveness hinges on their ability to communicate the desired task or question clearly and directly without overcomplicating things or leaving too much room for interpretation. Ineffective simple prompts often suffer from vagueness, leading to responses that might not meet your needs. Understanding the distinction between effective and ineffective simple prompts is key to maximizing the utility of ChatGPT. Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'll be explaining how to craft a simple prompt. So let's jump right in. Writing simple prompts involve a clear and concise format that guides ChatGPT. Their effectiveness is based on their ability to communicate the desired task or question without overcomplicating things or leaving too much room for interpretation. Here are some guidelines to help in crafting effective simple prompts. The first step in crafting a simple prompt is to clearly define the objective behind the prompt. The objective is what you hope to accomplish with the prompt. Are you seeking information or a specific action to be completed by ChatGPT? If your goal is to obtain straightforward factual answers, asking ChatGPT a direct question is the most effective approach. But if you're looking to have ChatGPT perform a specific action, using explicit commands is your best strategy. Next, when crafting your prompt, be specific. Include any relevant details to make the prompt more focused. This helps ChatGPT understand what it is that you want exactly so it can provide a more accurate response. For example, if you want to learn about the first time America landed on the moon, but you only want a brief explanation, don't prompt ChatGPT like this: "Tell me about America's first moon landing." This prompt is broad and can lead to a comprehensive discussion covering various aspects of the moon landing, including the background of the space race, detailed aspects of the Apollo 11 mission and the astronauts involved, and the cultural impact. Instead, ask ChatGPT this: "Summarize America's first moon landing in 1969. This prompt is more specific and directs the response to focus on summarizing the key points of the 1969 moon landing. It indicates that the user is looking for a concise overview rather than an in-depth analysis. This results in a response that is more aligned with what the user is actually seeking. You also want to keep your prompt concise. Avoid unnecessary complexity. The prompt should be straightforward and to the point, making it easier for ChatGPT to comprehend and respond effectively. For example, you want to learn about the benefits of drinking green tea. So, instead of prompting ChatGPT this: "What specifically are the health benefits, if any, of drinking green tea regularly as opposed to other teas or beverages?" Prompt ChatGPT this: "What are the health benefits of drinking green tea?" The simplicity and directness makes it easier for ChatGPT to understand and respond to the core question. It focuses solely on green tea. It's shorter, eliminating unnecessary comparisons and ambiguity, which leads to a more focused and straightforward response from ChatGPT. And finally, you want to test and refine your prompt. After writing your prompt, it's a good idea to test it and see if the responses match your expectations. If not, refine the prompt for clarity and specificity until it matches the exact response that you want from ChatGPT. The key to crafting a successful simple prompt is how effectively it communicates your objective to ChatGPT. The clearer and more focused the prompt, the more likely you are to receive your desired response. Hello and welcome to the Interactive Prompt Building Hands-On Course Project. For this course, we'll be doing a hands-on project. This will help you apply the things you learn in this course to real-life scenarios so you can get a firm grasp on the concepts I am teaching. This is the scenario we'll be using throughout the first part of this course to help you understand how to build an effective prompt. In this scenario, you own a small artisan coffee shop called Daily Grind that just opened 2 months ago in the Hawthorne neighborhood of Portland, Oregon. Your shop focuses on serving sustainably sourced coffee and pastries from local vendors and farms. Despite having a very good grand opening, business has been slow for the last few weeks. With limited funds as a new business, you need to find creative ways to market Daily Grind to the eco-conscious, community-driven Hawthorne neighborhood. You want to increase sales by raising local awareness of your values-based shop, but your current marketing efforts through social media and flyers are not far-reaching enough. This will be the simple prompt that we start off with, and we will transform it into an effective prompt using different elements in each of the sections in the first part of this course. So we've entered our initial prompt into ChatGPT, and this is the response it gave us. The initial response is very generic because it only has our bare prompt to use, but as we progress in the first part of this course, its response will get better and better as we add more and more components to our prompt. A prompt structure is broken down into 3 different sections. There's the priming section, the main section, and the formatting section. Each section influences ChatGPT's response in a different way. We're going to start off with the main section because this is the most important section of a prompt. The main section is the focal point of your prompt. It's where all the things that tell ChatGPT what you want it to do go. This section is what ChatGPT directly responds to. The main section is the foundation of your prompt and the only mandatory element. The next section is the priming section. This section is where all the components that provide ChatGPT with the context needed to properly understand your prompt go. This includes any background information and important details that ChatGPT needs to know before it starts to generate its response. Specifically, the priming section guides ChatGPT in understanding the specific topic or command you want it to address. It is important because it gives ChatGPT the necessary context to respond appropriately. The priming elements set the stage for ChatGPT's response by establishing the background and parameters for your question or command stated in the main section. And finally is the formatting section. This section is where all the things that control and contribute to ChatGPT's response goes. This includes any information about the constraints, expectations, requirements, or format preferences you may have. Specifically, this part of the prompt can specify how you want the information formatted or structured in the response. It focuses on the presentation of the output rather than its content. This helps in receiving the information in a way that best suits the audience's needs. Each of these sections play a pivotal role in getting the response that you want from ChatGPT. In addition to the structure of your prompt, the style of it is equally important in shaping ChatGPT's response. The style includes the level of formality and the specific way in which you phrase it. There are 2 types of styles that you can use with ChatGPT when prompting. They are block style and paragraph style. Block style is when each component of the prompt is broken down into a separate sentence, isolated from the rest of the other components, like so. Paragraph style is when you write your prompt as a straightforward request, placing each component in a large block of text, like so. The benefits of this style is that your prompt is more fluid and natural, mimicking human conversation. It's concise and can be more engaging for readers. However, important details might get lost or overlooked by ChatGPT if not emphasized properly. When crafting prompts for ChatGPT, the style of your prompt is just as important as its structure. So to get the response you want from ChatGPT, pay just as much attention to how you style your prompt as you do to how you structure it. Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the first element that dictates what information is included in ChatGPT's response, and that is the prompt's audience. Your audience is who the prompt is specifically designed for. This could be you, another person, a group of people, a business, etc. The important thing to keep in mind is that every prompt has an audience. Audiences are defined by identifying key characteristics that distinguish one group of people from another. These characteristics help understand the audience's needs, preferences, and behaviors. Some of these characteristics are demographics. This refers to the age, gender, income level, education level, occupation, ethnicity, marital status, and family size. Knowledge and expertise. This concerns the level of understanding or skill an audience has in a particular area. Geographics. This refers to the physical location and environment where people live. Cultural background. This pertains to the cultural, ethnic, or religious affiliations and practices of an audience. And psychographics. This focuses on the behavior of an audience and involves psychological attributes like attitudes, interests, values, buying habits, product usage, brand interaction, and lifestyle. It relates to what an audience needs or prefers in terms of content, communication channels, and problem solving, and what they expect or aim to achieve through the interaction with the content or message. It's more about why people behave the way they do. By understanding these characteristics of your audience, you can tailor your prompts to be more effective and relevant. This ensures that ChatGPT has the information needed to generate a response based on those characteristics that satisfies your audience's needs. Knowing who the audience is allows ChatGPT to tailor its response in several important ways. The first is contextual relevance. Knowing the audience allows ChatGPT to adjust the complexity, style, and depth of information. For instance, if the audience is children, ChatGPT will use simpler language and more engaging illustrative examples. For a professional or academic audience, ChatGPT would include more technical details and specific terminology. Number 2, tone and approach. Understanding who the audience is helps in setting the right tone. For a general audience, a casual, informal tone might be appropriate, while for a professional or specialized group, a more formal tone might be better. 3. Assumed knowledge. The audience's background influences what information ChatGPT can assume they already know. For experts in a field, ChatGPT can skip basic explanations and delve into advanced concepts. For a general audience, ChatGPT might need to explain fundamental concepts before discussing more complex ideas. Number 4, cultural sensitivity. Knowing the audience's cultural background is crucial for ensuring the response is culturally sensitive and appropriate, avoiding misunderstandings or offenses. Number 5, interest and engagement. Tailoring content to the interests of the audience ensures higher engagement. For example, a response for a tech-savvy audience might focus more on technological aspects, while an artistic audience might appreciate more creative or visual explanations. And number 6, purpose of information. Different audiences have different needs. Some might seek information for educational purposes, others for decision-making, entertainment, or personal growth. Knowing the audience helps in focusing the response to meet these varying needs effectively. In essence, the audience shapes what information is included in ChatGPT's response, how it is conveyed, and the right level of detail and difficulty to match the audience's understanding. Including the audience in your prompt guides ChatGPT to generate a response that satisfies their needs. Now that we know how audience affects a prompt, let's take a look at how it can be used in our prompt. From our scenario, we know that sales have been declining despite a good opening start, and we need to attract customers from our local area, the Hawthorne neighborhood, that are environmentally conscious. This is our audience, the eco-conscious consumers in the Hawthorne neighborhood. So, this is what we put in our prompt at the end, right after the main command or question. There are 2 ways we can do this, either in separate sentences or combined together like this. I chose to combine it together because in this situation, it's easier and makes sense. But that might not be the case in every situation. I've taken the liberty to add our updated prompt with the audience to ChatGPT, and this is ChatGPT's new response. Let me break down how this response differs from the first. The two responses from ChatGPT present different marketing strategies. Here's a breakdown of the primary differences. Number 1, general versus niche marketing. The first answer outlines a broad, general approach to marketing a business, and the second answer focuses specifically on marketing to eco-conscious consumers in a particular neighborhood. It suggests strategies tailored to appeal to a niche market with a strong emphasis on sustainability, local community engagement, and collaboration with local eco-friendly businesses. Number 2, strategies tailored to audience characteristics. The general marketing approach suggests strategies without targeting any specific demographic or geographic area. It emphasizes the importance of SEO, email marketing, social media engagement, and paid advertising to reach a wide audience. The eco-conscious marketing approach delves into understanding the unique interests and behavior of eco-conscious consumers, advocating for highly specific actions like highlighting sustainable practices, local community engagement, and offering eco-friendly incentives. It places a significant focus on building trust and loyalty through transparency and community involvement. Number 3, content and channel focus. The first answer suggests the diverse use of channels and content types to engage with the audience, including SEO optimization, social media marketing, and email marketing, without limiting the strategy to any specific thematic content. The second answer emphasizes content marketing with an eco-focus, suggesting the creation of content that specifically resonates with eco-conscious consumers and using social media to highlight local involvement and sustainable efforts. Number 4, local versus broad market approach. The broad marketing strategies are designed to be adaptable to various markets and audiences, not confined to any geographical location. The niche marketing strategies are highly localized, focusing on engaging with the Hawthorne neighborhood through participation in local events, collaboration with local businesses, and optimization for local SEO to ensure visibility to a specific community. Number 5, engagement and collaboration. While both answers recognize the value of collaboration and partnerships, the general approach mentions it as one of many strategies, whereas the eco-conscious approach emphasizes deeper community engagement and partnerships with local eco-friendly businesses as central to the strategy. And number 6, sustainability and eco-friendly focus. The eco-conscious marketing strategy is heavily focused on sustainability, suggesting actions like highlighting sustainable practices, engaging in local eco-friendly initiatives, and offering incentives for sustainable customer behaviors. The general marketing strategy does not specifically focus on sustainability unless it aligns with the business's goals or target audience's interests. In summary, the first answer provides a comprehensive overview of marketing strategies suitable for a broad range of businesses looking to reach diverse audiences, while the second answer offers a targeted, community-based, and sustainability-focused marketing approach for businesses aiming to connect with eco-conscious consumers in a specific locality. Specifying your audience when crafting a prompt allows ChatGPT to give responses that are relevant to that audience and steers it away from generic answers that are not what you intended. Back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the last element that dictates what information is included in ChatGPT's response, and that is purpose. Stating your purpose to ChatGPT gives it a clear understanding of what you want by telling it why you want it. When you share your purpose with ChatGPT, it can give you a response that's more aligned with your audience's actual needs. Let's look at an example to understand this better. You are a foreigner that's learning English as a second language and come across an unfamiliar word, on fleek, in American slang, and don't understand what it means. So you prompt ChatGPT, what does on fleek mean? And it gives you this response. ChatGPT's response is a very general definition of on fleek that lacks depth. Why was this? Because the prompt was clear about the goal, but not about the purpose. So ChatGPT gave a response based on your goal. This is called partial prompting, and this is how most people using ChatGPT today craft prompts. They craft them by only telling ChatGPT what they want without telling ChatGPT why. So it responds to the user's prompt according to their goal only, thus giving them results that don't fully satisfy their need. So let's revise the prompt and include our purpose and enter it into ChatGPT. So now our revised prompt reads, what does on fleek mean? I want to understand the meaning of the term, its origins, and how it is used in contemporary language. So let's see what ChatGPT's new response is. This time, ChatGPT gave a much richer response. It explained the phrase's origins, its cultural significance in African American vernacular, and how Peaches Monroe helped popularize it on Vine. It also explored how the phrase has been used beyond just appearances, showing its broader impact in contemporary language. So what changed? We added our purpose to the prompt, and by doing so, we guided ChatGPT to not only give us a definition, but also to provide the historical and cultural context we were interested in. Here are the benefits of including your goal and purpose in the prompt. Number 1. ChatGPT gets a better grasp of a wider context of your question, leading to more relevant responses. Number 2. ChatGPT can customize its answers to be more directly helpful, whether you need detailed information for research or a simpler explanation for a casual understanding. Number 3. ChatGPT can foresee and include additional useful information that you might not have explicitly asked for. Number 4. Your purpose can resolve any uncertainties in your goal, especially in questions that could have multiple interpretations. Number 5. Responses aligned with your interests and needs make the interaction more engaging. And number 6. Clearer points reduce the need for follow-up questions, making your interaction with ChatGPT more efficient. Now let's take a look at our prompt and give it a purpose. Now in our scenario, we know that we want to market our business effectively because sales are down, and for a newly opened business, this is very bad. So we want to attract new customers so we can increase our sales, and this is our purpose, to increase the business's sales. So this is what we include in our prompt right after the audience. We place it here because this lets ChatGPT focus on the objective and enhances the response by giving it direction. Remember the golden rule of prompting, and that is that every prompt has a goal and a purpose. So now let's see how ChatGPT responds when we add a purpose to our prompt. So I've already taken the liberty to enter our new prompt into ChatGPT, and this is the answer it gave us. As you can see, adding the specific purpose to the prompt directed the response towards strategies that not only engage our audience, the eco-conscious consumers, but also have an impact on driving sales. This clarification led to a more targeted approach, focusing on actionable marketing strategies that can potentially convert interest and engagement into actual sales. Including both your purpose and your goal in a prompt provides clarity to ChatGPT on what you expect from it and why. It's just one of the steps in getting the response from ChatGPT that you wanted. It's like a roadmap for ChatGPT. The goal sets the direction, while the purpose informs ChatGPT how best to get there. Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the next element that affects ChatGPT's priming, and that is context. Context is the main component in a prompt that primes ChatGPT. Context is vital because it establishes the broader situation and provides relevant details to help ChatGPT fully understand your prompt so it can focus its response to your specific needs. Without context, responses would be too generic, as they would lack details needed to shape them beyond what is included in a basic prompt. To demonstrate this, we're going to use the prompt we made earlier and add some context to it. Our initial prompt is not complicated and gets straight to the point, but it doesn't really give ChatGPT any information that it can use to give us the answer that we really want, because it doesn't have the background information it needs to understand our situation. So any response it gives us wouldn't meet our expectations. To get the response we want from ChatGPT, we have to add some context, and the type of context needed depends on the situation. Going back to our scenario, let's take a look at what context should be added to give ChatGPT a better understanding of our situation. Just a reminder, context includes any relevant general background information about the situation. Relevant context gives general answers to the questions who, what, when, where, and how. From our scenario, the who is us, the shop owner. The what is what our situation is, which is we run a coffee shop. In this situation, when doesn't matter because it doesn't apply, so we don't have to include that. The where is the Hawthorne neighborhood in Portland, Oregon, because this is where our coffee shop is located. And the how, like the when, doesn't apply to our situation, so we're not going to include it in our prompt. So these are the things we're going to add to our prompt to help ChatGPT understand our situation. Now, our prompt looks like this. Now, before responding to the main section of the prompt, it will take the context provided in the priming section of the prompt into consideration before generating its response. By providing context about your business type and location, ChatGPT is one step closer to being able to offer a more targeted and relevant response for your unique situation. While it is essential to give ChatGPT context to get a better, more targeted response, what's more important is to give ChatGPT the right context. Providing the right context to ChatGPT is important because it ensures accurate and relevant responses, maintains continuity in the conversation, enables efficient information exchange, aids in understanding implicit meanings and handling ambiguities, allows for personalization of responses, and helps to avoid misunderstandings. Essentially, the right context is key to getting the response that satisfies the needs of the user prompting. The right context for your prompt is context that is relevant, clear, and directly connected to the specifics of your situation. For example, in our prompt, the added context gave ChatGPT a better understanding of the situation. It provided detailed and relevant information, clearly outlining the nature of the business and its location, which are two very important details because this is where my customer base is, and I am looking to attract customers from this neighborhood. The wrong type of context will be information that is irrelevant and could lead to a response that doesn't directly address the situation at hand. For example, in my prompt, I never included the name of the coffee shop, the address, or any other physical details that have no bearing on the immediate issue I'm facing because at this point, these things are irrelevant. They are not going to help with giving me a marketing strategy that is going to bring in customers so that I may increase my sales. Incorporating the right type of context in your prompt allows ChatGPT to generate responses tailored to the specifics of the situation. It ensures that ChatGPT has the full picture needed to understand what we want so it can generate a response that satisfies our needs. Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the next element that affects ChatGPT's priming, and that is details. Details refer to the specific facts, figures, examples, names, dates, etc. that are directly relevant to the situation. They provide tangible information for ChatGPT to work with. They focus on the finer points of the topic at hand. For example, let's just say we're trying to get back in shape for an upcoming marathon and we want to know what exercises to do, so we prompt ChatGPT this. With this prompt, we will receive a response from ChatGPT that will be detailed because we gave ChatGPT some context about our situation. But the response would still be very generic because it's not actually tailored towards our specific situation. And this is because ChatGPT doesn't have enough details about us to give a tailored response. Sure, ChatGPT has some context, but sometimes context just isn't enough because it only gives ChatGPT a general look at the situation. So to remedy this, we give ChatGPT some specific details about our situation to get a better response that suits us, but it has to be relevant information that would help it create a workout plan that is tailored towards me and my circumstance. The information that I would give ChatGPT is basically the same information you would give a personal trainer. Things like my age, height, and weight, and any health issues that may affect my training. Now, there could be other things like time constraints or diet that we could give ChatGPT as details, but we're not going to make things complicated and just stick with the basics. So now our prompt with all the new details looks like this. The newly revised prompt takes into account my personal details along with my past physical injury, which can impact my training. Now ChatGPT can generate a response tailored for my specific situation and give me a result that I actually want. So now let's apply this to our hands-on prompt and see what details we can add from our scenario to make ChatGPT better understand our situation and what we want from it. Looking at our current scenario, there is other specific information besides the general context we already included in the prompt that we can give ChatGPT about our situation. For example, we can include information about what type of products we sell. This would help ChatGPT understand the niche we're in and any issues that are attached to it. So, I would tell ChatGPT that I have sustainably sourced coffee and pastries from local vendors and farms. We can also include any complications we're having. These are also a type of detail. Complications refer to any challenges, problems, or obstacles that significantly impact our situation. They fundamentally change the scenario's dynamics and require careful consideration. Outlining existing complications give ChatGPT a more realistic look at what's going on so that it can respond appropriately. The complications we're having are: our business opened up 2 months ago but has been slow for the last few weeks. Our current market strategy is not working, and we are looking for ways to promote our business, but we have limited funds as a new business. So now we can add all of this to our prompt. With all of the new information, our prompt now looks like this. With all this added information, ChatGPT now knows the full situation, and we are one step closer to getting the response we want from ChatGPT. When a prompt includes specific details on top of the context, it gives ChatGPT a clear direction and focus, enabling it to generate more precise and tailored responses. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the first element that affects how ChatGPT's response is structured, and that is constraints. A constraint is a clear set limitation or boundary for ChatGPT's response that prevents it from rambling or giving irrelevant responses. It keeps ChatGPT focused on your exact needs. For example, asking ChatGPT for an explanation or a breakdown of a topic can get you a response that can be detailed and lengthy, using words and terms that you may or may not be familiar with. But with constraints, you limit ChatGPT to only what you want it to do. Now, with constraints, ChatGPT can focus on your true intent while keeping its response in check. Constraints are an excellent way of making sure that ChatGPT keeps its eyes on the prize and satisfies your true intent. Using our prompt, let's give ChatGPT some constraints to make sure that it stays on task. Looking at our scenario, there's one thing that we don't want to happen, and that is we don't want ChatGPT to go over a certain amount of money. This is because we are a new business and have limited funds. So this is what we use to constrain ChatGPT. With that added, our prompt now looks like this. Now ChatGPT knows what we want and don't want in our response. Using constraints in your prompts to ChatGPT is a powerful way to obtain more targeted and useful responses. By clearly defining what you want and, equally important, what you don't want, you guide ChatGPT to focus precisely on your needs. Whether you're asking about complex scientific concepts, seeking creative writing, or needing technical assistance, setting clear boundaries ensures that ChatGPT's responses are more aligned with your actual intent. Remember, the key is to be specific but not overly restrictive, allowing ChatGPT enough flexibility to provide information and relevant answers. Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the next element that affects how ChatGPT's response is structured, and that is expectations. Expectations clarify what you want from ChatGPT's response. This in turn helps ChatGPT to understand your intent better so that it can craft its response according to what you expect from it. So let's head over to ChatGPT and see how including expectations in your prompt work. To illustrate this, let's compare responses with and without clear expectations. We're going to use this prompt to create a workout plan. So let's open up a new chat window and let's see what type of response ChatGPT gives us. Okay, so the prompt is entered into ChatGPT. Let's hit enter and see what response it gives us. As you can see, without expectations, ChatGPT gives a clear, very well structured, week by week plan with varied focuses, aiming to increase overall strength and flexibility without the need for gym equipment. But it's not really beginner friendly. So now let's add our expectations to the prompt and see what response ChatGPT gives us. With our expectations added to the prompt, we get a more targeted reply from ChatGPT. In this response, ChatGPT provides a clear and accessible structure for beginners, with detailed instructions for warm-up, main exercises, and cool-down routines, along with guidance for progression and variation to maintain effectiveness and interest. So now let's give ChatGPT some expectations for our current scenario. In our scenario, we want to attract more customers and make more sales. So this is what we have to tell ChatGPT, that this is what we expect. Now with our added expectations, our prompt looks like this. When prompting, it's very important to set realistic expectations. ChatGPT, while powerful, has its limits and might not be able to fulfill overly complex or highly specialized requests. So, when you set your expectations, make sure they're achievable within the scope of ChatGPT's capabilities. It's also important to understand the difference between expectations and constraints. While constraints are limitations or specific conditions you set within your prompt, expectations are about what you hope to achieve or receive as a response. For example, a constraint might be, please limit your response to 200 words, whereas an expectation would be, I expect your response to be a detailed yet easy to understand explanation. Setting clear expectations helps ChatGPT understand what you want its response to be like and thus craft its response using your expectations as a guide to satisfy your specific needs. Back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the next element that affects how ChatGPT's response is structured, and that is requirements. Requirements are the specific criteria or conditions that need to be met in the response. This differs from expectations, which are about what you hope to achieve, and constraints, which are specific limitations or conditions you set on the response. Setting clear requirements lets ChatGPT know that its response will not satisfy your needs until these specific things are first met. For example, in a technical context like software development, you might need to develop a software program, but it needs to have certain features. So, you would prompt ChatGPT something like this. In this prompt, ChatGPT understands that its response does not meet your needs unless your specific requirements are met. So let's set some requirements for ChatGPT based on our current scenario. Just like expectations, requirements are totally based on what you want from ChatGPT's response and should reflect your minimum standards for ChatGPT's response to ensure that it satisfies your needs. So for our situation, there are 3 requirements that we want to make sure that our response covers. The first is that the strategy should specifically appeal to environmentally conscious consumers within the local area. The second is that the campaign should highlight the sustainably sourced coffees and snacks, aiming for a significant rise in their sales. And the third is that the effectiveness of the campaign should be measurable, whether through increased sales, higher foot traffic, or enhanced social media engagement. So now, after we add all of our requirements, our prompt should now look like this. Giving ChatGPT your set of requirements ensures that its response matches your specific needs. However, it's important to find a balance between specificity and flexibility. Being overly restrictive can limit ChatGPT's ability to provide creative or innovative solutions. Requirements should guide the response without stifling potential valuable inputs. Setting clear and precise requirements is essential for guiding ChatGPT to provide responses that closely match your specific needs. This practice not only ensures that ChatGPT understands what is being asked, but also helps in getting responses that are directly relevant and useful. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the last